Four Midwest Guys presents Watchers of the MCU.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Four Midwest Guys Presents Watchers of the MCU. It's our brand new MCU flagship show, if you will, something new. We're going to start reviewing a lot of the MCU Disney Plus, as well as the movies as well. It'll all be done here on Watchers of the MCU. With me today is I've got a whole lot of people here to help me do that. Johnny Z, the Dirty Jay-Z.
Welcome back.
What's going on, Johnny?
Hey, finally got something new we can gripe about now.
Something new?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just Star Wars, right?
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I'm exhausted talking about Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, Jesus. Let's not go there. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. I'm going to continue to move on so I can stay positive. With us always, down in the corner, he's with us via Skype, is Mr. Brian Aikenbauer.
Hey, what's up, what's up?
What's going on, B? How are you?
No, I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah. Looking good, man. I like all your pops, man. They're multiplying. Looks like you're running out of room.
Wall of Funko.
Yeah, those are basically just my Batman pops behind me.
That's just the Batman collection. Wow.
Yeah.
Pissing off MCU fans already.
Here, hang on. Let me see if I can move my camera. Hold on a second.
You can
So
do both.
over there is all. There's a bunch of Marvel. I got some in the boxes, and then I got this wall over here.
Holy shit. It's like you have no room to walk. You've got so many pops, man.
Dude, I got way too many pops.
You are the pop man, Mr. Pop.
And I got
Brian, I think we've all organized here because we care about you, and
Yeah, no.
this is an intervention
So
about all your Funko Pops.
So I got two more boxes in front of the desk here,
Holy shit.
and then I got two more boxes that came yesterday.
Brian, we care about you.
Well, the thing is, I get deals on them.
Now.
So like I get auctions,
Yeah.
so they don't cost me face value,
right.
but it's one of those things like I had to pick like two or three different variety that I wanted to collect.
Yeah.
So I'm doing Batman,
Okay.
G.I. Joe,
Oh,
He-Man,
Yeah.
and baseball.
Baseball, huh? That's your new collection.
Those are the ones I'm collecting. So like the ones that are in the boxes are like Star Wars, Marvel, odds and ends
Yeah.
that I've gotten random things. So
Cool.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just on Facebook today, and one of my friends was from St. Louis was saying, I think I just saw an illegal back alley Funko Pop exchange take place because he thinks he saw someone exchanging Funko Pops.
yeah, I mean I see two of my
you need a
two of my
Groot?
Funko Pops on your desk there.
Yeah, I might still have a few.
I think you might be the supplier there.
It's not like Star Wars, right? There's just too much crap, and
I was gonna say it's a little clean on this desk right now.
It's kind of
So-
clean.
Yeah, I just
Kinda
got
sparse.
this one in. This is the Black Panther one I just got.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I bet that'll be worth some money too. With whatchamacallit, unfortunately passed away.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sad day. He's a good actor.
He's front of the line to win an Oscar. Seriously.
And also down there trying to drink through her mask is my daughter Gabriella, who will be giving her perspective from now. She's starting to catch the podcast bug from her old man, so she's going to be joining in every once in a while. We'll hit her up for a few questions, and she'll give us her 11-year-old perspective on what the MCU is producing. So, but
Hi.
so guys, before we get started, obviously Falcon Winter Soldier just came out with episode 1 today, but I think we'd be remiss if this is being an MCU show if we don't talk about Wanda Vision. That just
Yeah,
wrapped
we've had
up
like
about
how
2
many
weeks
weeks
ago.
of that show and we never covered it?
Yeah, I know. I didn't have an.
Well, not because somebody didn't want to.
Well, I was recovering from. I had COVID. I did.
You did have COVID,
I had COVID, and that threw everything into a loop for months and months.
So we did discuss if we wanted to do it or not, and
yeah,
the consensus I believe was no because
I needed time.
You did time.
Yeah,
I needed
which
time.
makes sense.
I was recovering, and I just wasn't really feeling. It wasn't so much that I had COVID anymore. I got rid of COVID quickly. It was the fatigue. I'm one of those people that had the syndrome after the fact. So
Dad,
just,
can I say something?
Sure.
Like after like 3 weeks after you got done with COVID, I asked and you were like, well, no. And then a week afterwards, I asked again. You're like, well, no. And I was like, when are we gonna do it? We were gonna do it the last weekend, but then Mother needed help, and
You mean like doing a Wanda Vision shows? Or?
Yeah, we were gonna do like
she's
a
been
Wanda-
after me forever. She's been going nuts about it.
Because like as I've been catching up on it, I'll just in a nutshell say I think it's the best thing I think I've seen come out of the MCU, the most original.
Yeah.
You know,
It was definitely different, and they definitely took some chances, and I
admire that.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not your MCU like a lot of action. So especially the first 3 episodes were definitely all about world building and about really just kind of honestly it was kind of a love letter to American TV.
It's
in
like
the past.
was it Dick Van Dyke Show, Bewitched, like. As we'll get into later episodes, everything that was in that suitcase.
The family ties. When they got to the 80s, they started doing family ties and Growing Pains. I guess I would think would be another.
Yeah,
one.
they did Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, they did Malcolm.
Oh my God, when they did the Modern Family episode,
I got a case of the Mondays, I guess.
You're just in there doing like the fourth wall break right into the camera.
Yeah, but we saw the what's her name? The one that's going to become Proton or
Photon.
Photon.
Yeah, I'm drawing a
Dr.
blank.
Proton, I'm thinking of,
Yeah, we're going without a script here. I think we're just kind of all winging it.
Rambo?
Yeah, but that's okay.
Rambo. Yeah.
Rambo.
Monica.
Or Rambo, yeah.
Yeah, but we introduced her. We get last time we saw her was in Captain Marvel. And
As a kid.
As a kid, we got to see her come back from being blipped.
But yeah,
like,
it's from the snap.
The snaps, blip, whatever they're calling it. But so we got to see all that. There's a lot of introduction there. I really, I gotta say, it wasn't high on my list when I heard about it. I don't know about you, Brian. What did you think? Were you high when you first heard that they were going to do this, homage to TV, so to speak, and try to throw in comic books in the middle of it?
Yeah. I wanted to review it from day one.
He won't let it go. It's my fault. It's all my fault.
Hank, you have every right to say called it.
Yeah, I mean, I for one as soon as I heard it and heard how they were going to do it, and every TV episode was going to switch a different decade of the whole sitcoms that she watched as a kid and how they were going to bring that in, and I was hooked from the get-go. The only thing I didn't like about it was the fact that every episode was like 20 minutes long, it felt like.
Yeah, there were some. I think one was like 35 minutes even.
Well, yeah, because what they did was like even if you notice as the episodes progressed, they got to be the length of what they were of the time period.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so if you notice, they also started once they got into the different the different generations. They also the different decades. They also started with the spoiler alerts at the end in the teaser trailers.
The mid credits and all that.
Yeah, because that's what they started.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really cool. I really liked it.
Yeah, the other neat thing, like I'm on like this film crew forum and everything, and one of the guys was actually like the gaffer of the show, and they actually rigged the sets. Like each of the sets had to be built, all those interiors. Like they had to strike them immediately, then rebuild them after they filmed them. They actually used the lights from those time periods. Like they had
went back and
they had to go back and
that's
like
a lot of work.
redo all the lighting and everything for it, and like getting those lights that, frankly, a lot of stuff isn't wired for anymore.
Right.
So
I heard that they even consulted Dick Van Dyke. Like Dick Van Dyke was consulted for the first episode. Like they had like a dinner with him, and he told them how they did it. They said it was like a play. It was just like doing a play, except it was on TV.
Yeah.
And that's how they would do the Dick Van Dyke show every week.
Well, that's basically how they do like all the movies back in like the 30s and 40s, where they were essentially filmed plays, or musicals. So that's why they were the big things back in the days.
Cool. All right. So overall, guys, let's let's just do a quick grade and what you thought. Brian, what do you think of WandaVision overall? What grade would you give it? A, B, C, D? What do you think?
I would give it an A. I mean, when I first heard about it, I really wanted more action.
Yeah.
But as far as stepping outside of the box and giving us something we've never seen before,
yeah.
An A+. So I mean, it's right up there on the top notch. It set the bar high for all the rest of the following streaming shows for DC Plus. I mean, Disney Plus.
Gabby, what do you think from 11-year-old? What grade would you give it if you had to grade it?
I would give it I think an A. Mostly because I don't know. I just.
What do you think about the old TV shows? Because you don't really know. Did you like that at all?
No.
No, because you weren't used to it, right? You'd never seen it before.
I don't like the black and white.
Is it time for a Hulu subscription so she can go back and watch My
It's time for a Nick at Night.
A Nick at Night. Oh my God, the Nick at Night
marathons.
marathons.
My Three Sons, Car 54. Yeah.
What?
Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed.
Yeah, the My Nights of the Get Smart, Dragnet, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
What?
Yeah.
See, it was funny because here we were 4 or 5 year olds in the 80s and whatever, and we're watching the stuff that our parents grew up on, and we're like, oh hey, this is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I remember when they first came out with Nick at Night. I was like, what's My Three Sons? And I watched half
because we got to watch it in syndication. What the heck is this? This is actually pretty funny.
I'll give WandaVision a surprising A. I was not expecting it to be that good. It took something that I thought was really weird, just in concept, and they hit a home run with it. They sucked me in. I enjoyed it from point A to point Z. It was just how it slowly started off as all these old TV series, and then it morphed into by the end it was an MCU movie essentially. So yeah, I'll absolutely give it an A. So John,
I might go a step further. Ank, what you touched on there by saying this was the first time that we've seen something from Marvel and Disney being out of the box. Yeah, I mean it took a gigantic risk, and for something that for a genre that's been for 13 years, for better or for worse, playing it safe, to say the least, to take a chance like this and have 3 straight episodes where you're not going to have any action and you're just going to, develop a character and tell a story. And because ultimately when it got to the end, you find out the whole thing is basically amusing on grief.
Yes.
And that's what was amazing to me, is this whole thing was just about, if you wanted to ask the question, how does someone with near godlike powers deal with grief? And that's what this show basically took on, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course ends with a sky beam.
What?
It ends with a sky beam.
A sky beam.
So it's a little grounded there.
But yeah, I think it's a great series. I think where they go, I know people are already clamoring for a season 2. I'm not sure you can do a season 2 with that.
It's a mini series.
Yeah,
it's not
accept it for what it is and move on. What do you think, Brian? You think they could do a season 2, or do you think it should stay a mini series and just leave it be?
Well, I think, to be honest, I think we're going to see we'll see more of these, and it might include the same characters, but it's not going to be. It's going to be continuations where everything's locked together anyway.
Yeah.
So the next set of, it's like they have too much story to tell in between different movies, but they don't have enough to make a full movie. So they're trying to put it into these developmental things, so you can get the backstory of it without actually having to watch it in a movie setting to try to make money off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the next one, there won't be. I don't think there's gonna be another Wanda Vision. I think there'll be I don't know what to call it, but it'll be a Wanda and Doctor Strange and something else. So that'll be a backstory behind whatever we're watching in the theaters.
Right, it'll be the next thing that links to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I mean, how many other decades are there left to cover in sitcom world?
Well, there's some other micro genres, I think, in there that they could, they didn't really do a whole lot of Brady Bunch, I didn't think, or if you really wanted to do that. But
they're also not going to do that again, because they did that because they were messing with her mind.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how she coped with it. Well, she's past that now, and now she's learning how to be the Scarlet Witch and what that's all about.
Right.
Yeah, this is
learning her powers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because again, it goes back to her coping with the grief, and now she's figuring out how to do that.
Yeah, and you see that in the backstory because, what did her mom and dad bring? They were lived in basically, let's just call it USSR. They're giving it a name.
Romania, Yugoslavia,
Sokovia, which is just like, let's just change a few letters. But basically USSR, communist regime, and how do they cope? Is he's got all these old DVDs of classic television shows. So,
well, because he sold them.
Yeah.
He was a salesman. He's just selling. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. He
was like a black market.
So that was his suitcase. He would set up the shop in front of a doorway and sell the sitcoms.
I didn't pick up on that at all. Okay.
And then he saved all the ones because you weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So he had them saved behind that wall hanging, and that's where she had the certain ones were back there behind the wall.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. That even expands it even better. All right, so let's switch gears. I know, Johnny, you've yet to really sit down and watch the first episode yet, but we're going to break it down anyway.
That's cool.
If you have watched it, though, we're just going to warn you right now that everything we're about to tell you is a spoiler.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Flush the bombers, get the subs in launch mode. We are at
Spoiler alert.
Okay, so you've been spoiler alert and warned. I wanted to use that at the beginning of the show. I forgot.
R.I.P. headphone users.
Yeah, I didn't need my right eardrum. Thank you. I wanted experience.
The screen as a squeal.
You had to bring up squales. Couldn't go one podcast without bringing up squales.
You brought up the spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know. All right. So we're gonna everything. So Johnny, you're gonna be spoiled a little bit, but it is what it is. So, Brian, you watched it, right? So,
Yep.
Okay. So the thing that I kind of took away from this is Sam is not feeling worthy enough to carry on the shield and the mantle of Captain America. What'd you think?
Are we talking to me?
Huh? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Brian.
I didn't know if we're talking to me or we talking to your daughter.
My bad. Yeah.
Okay.
You, Brian.
So.
Don't worry about it.
I'll sit back here. I'll be okay.
Yeah. So it felt to me like he felt like, because he said it felt like it was somebody else's.
Yeah, they're taking that line right out of Endgame. Yeah.
But I also felt like he feels like he's connected to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he feels like he's 80% of the person that needs to hold that thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not 100% his, but he feels like he could hold it if need be.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right? Because not if we go all the way to the end, as soon as they announce the new Captain America, he's
right.
like, that should be me.
He's pissed off. Yeah. He's like,
Yes.
what the hell? He's been betrayed, essentially. In fact, I think the senator that sets him up, he's like, you made a great decision today, is the same senator that comes along and goes, there's a new Captain America in town. It's like, oh, shit.
We've decided that we need a new Captain America, and here he is.
Yeah, a hero for America. We're happy that we got heroes to fight aliens, but we needed a local American hero. So here he is, a new Captain America.
He looks like a dork.
I wonder do you think it's going to be the main line this season, or do you think it's just going to be the side story that's going on while they're dealing with the flags? Was it the flag crushers or the flag smashers? Flag
smashers, I think.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was like a palm went over the world or whatever, and basically they have Thanos's feeling that they felt things were better while people were gone from when they got snapped.
Correct. And they operate behind the scenes, basically online only.
Yeah, kind of social.
What's funny was it kind of got me like it was kind of like one of those mobs, like a social mob.
Like a flash mob. Yeah,
like a flash mob. Like everybody got the message to be there, but it also kind of gave me the impression of, because it didn't give them exactly what they were doing, it kind of made it look like it was like almost like a Pokemon Go.
Like Gabby said that actually, yeah.
Yeah, because he was pointing his phone around, and then he found whatever he was looking for. He's like, yeah, this right here, and he showed it was like he found a new Pokemon or something.
Right. Yeah, because it was like the little icon in the background. It was their symbol.
Yeah, like it was like spray painted on the
VR,
web.
VR mode. Yeah.
Yeah, VR mode. It was up on the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting, and the fact that how strong that dude is.
Yes, that he looked like he was enhanced somehow, some way. And then, of course, the other big storyline this season is Bucky and him dealing with being the Winter Soldier, having to face the consequences of everything that he's done, and in his past is obviously severely haunting him. Even though he had his little calm in Wakanda, as he calls it, he's still dealing with all these issues, including what appears to be. It appears that while he was the Winter Soldier, he offed the son of his best friend that we were introduced to.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it's his best friend.
Oh, it's whoever he is. He's the guy he had lunch with.
Yes, I think he's trying to make amends, and
Yeah.
that was his list of people who he assassinated on that list.
Oh, so he's just there to. He's made friends with him because he assassinated. Okay.
Yes, because he's trying to go. Because she told the psychologist told him to go back through because he's remembering all the people.
Okay. See, I thought he was. I just thought he was an old war buddy because he was so old from World War II kind of thing.
No,
That's where I went with.
No, he's going down the list and trying to make things right with all those people.
Okay, that makes
So
more
that's
sense.
why he found out how depressed and everything that the guy was. So he kind of became his friend, and now he's
Yeah, now he's all about it. What do you think is going to happen with he's going to team up at some point somehow. He's going to team back up with Sam. Sam's been trying to text him. He's ignoring him. They're saying this is kind of going to be like a buddy cop kind of a Lethal Weapon kind of feel to it. So far, it's definitely those two. They haven't met yet, so it hasn't really set itself up that way.
well, they've met.
Well, they've met, but I mean, they haven't like in the series, I guess. So they've been on their own separate roads throughout so far in episode 1, anyway.
Right, they have reconnected.
Right, reconnect. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think the one that's going to bring them back together is what is his name? Vimo. That's the guy from.
You're talking about the general who set him up in Civil War or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Is he in it? I didn't hear that. I haven't heard that.
So he's in it, and he has his purple mask, which is what he was known for in the comics, which is why a lot of people were upset about Civil War, him not even having the purple mask.
See, I'm going to have to rely on you guys for the comic information because I never got into the comics, so I'm kind of more of just an MCU only perspective on all this. All I know is usually unless I read something online or something, I'm relying on you guys because
you still know that Vimo was the guy that was controlling Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he was the guy who set up. He was, in fact, I thought he was one of the most underrated bad guys if they've ever put in the MCU because how he's set up. Cap
he's in this series,
Iron Man.
And I think he's going to be one of the main guys behind the Flag Smashers. Okay, and I think either the Flag Smashers are working for him, or they end up working with him, and Bucky's going after Vimo, and Falcon's going after Flag Smashers, and they end up going on the same together.
They end up on the team.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
yeah.
I can see that
because they're gonna end up working with the girl from Captain America. Agent 12? What's her name? The one that was a nurse.
Yeah, she's related to Black Widow and all that. Yeah.
She's the one that we all thought was going to date Captain America.
Yes, there for the longest time. Yeah. She was her assignment or whatever for.
Yeah. So she's in this too. So she'll be working with them.
Yeah.
And this new guy though, I don't know who he is. The one that's working with Sam?
Yeah.
The one that broke his orbital bone?
Oh yeah, he's a new character. He just seems to be an intelligence officer that that's CIA
sidekick.
op kind of thing or whatever.
Sidekick.
Yeah. Sidekick
doesn't know a ton.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to last much longer. I think he's going to get offed at some point. But that's just my feeling. I don't think he's going to be the main character. I could be wrong. Look at what they've done with James Woo out of Wanda Vision, which was fantastic, by the way.
He was good.
They took him out of Ant-Man and just totally him and Darcy and just put those two together. We didn't even talk about that. It was fantastic. I mean, people are already asking for a
Darcy and Woo
Darcy and Woo series because of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so who knows? Sometimes the most minor characters end up becoming the most loved, like Coulson and etc. being an example. So I could be wrong, but I think he might. I don't know if he's going to make it.
Yeah, I don't know if he might be one of the reasons they come together.
It could be the uniting factor, the Coulson factor.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then it was interesting. We never heard that Falcon had a sister, and that
Yeah, that
parents
whole
died and they owned a boat.
Yeah, that's interesting to me too, because we find out that the Avengers aren't really paid. It's all for goodwill, like they get free stuff because they're Avengers, and that's how they get their pay. It's like they have a government salary, but that's all they get is a normal government salary or something, like a commando salary, maybe.
Yeah, like they don't even get that because he said he had government contracts.
Yeah. So.
But the other thing was is like it was really weird because he mentioned I've been gone for 5 years, so I don't have a bank account.
Right.
For 5 years.
No income.
No income.
Right.
So
which I thought was kind of harsh by the bank. It's like, come on, these people have been gone. Of course, they're not going to have any money.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, this is we got to look at it from a timeline perspective too, where WandaVision was maybe like a week or two after Endgame. This is taking place maybe only 2 to 3 months after. I think they even said a couple months when he's doing his speech for Captain America and the Shield. I think.
Did he?
I think so. I think it was. Yeah, he said it's been a couple months. Just a couple months ago, people came back.
Oh, okay.
They've been gone for 5 years. Blah blah blah.
Maybe like the duration of a miniseries length. Perhaps?
I've heard as little as 6 episodes, but I have not confirmed.
Well, no,
that yet.
that's what I'm saying is like for the duration that WandaVision was on for the weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're saying Endgame, then WandaVision, then
Falcon
what's
Winter
going on?
Solder. Yeah, so it's
because
just
they were saying something like one new Marvel thing coming out every week on Disney Plus,
they'll
right?
be like through the whole year. I think they said or something crazy. I don't know.
It's this one, then it's
Loki's
Loki.
next, right? Yeah. But it definitely shows you, though, that between WandaVision and what we've seen so far in Falcon Winter Soldier is the world is far from good. If anything, it's even more crazy than it was before Endgame. Yeah,
So chaos got restored.
Yeah.
Sounds like, because when you take everything out of existence and then put it all right back in, it's going to be a giant period of adjustment.
With a time gap, nonetheless, too.
Yeah.
And it's, even he was talking, I liked how they put War Machine at the beginning of this episode, too. I thought that was cool.
Oh, that's the other one that's coming, too, is War Machine.
Yeah, he's doing Armored Wars or something.
Yeah.
Armor Wars. But, which I think is going to be tied into this series somehow, I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe by the time we get to the end of it. But anyway, yeah, it shows that the world is really is in complete chaos. They say, former alliances are torn. People are, everything's been turned up on its head essentially, and nothing's the same anymore. And and from the first thing we saw years ago with Spider-Man, is it Homecoming, or no? Is it the Far From Home? We saw the world is completely different. Here we're WandaVision. She's dealing with her grief after Endgame, and her world is completely different. And now, here we are, and we're finding out the world itself, the physical world, Earth, the geopolitics of it, are in chaos. And so everything's just kind of is nuts right now. So I don't know. What do you think, Brian, about that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like it was odd for me to see the behind the scenes stuff that we had never heard of before.
Yeah.
And and we knew that they've talked before in the past, and then it seems like Bucky's going through a depression / healing phase where he's trying to make amends for all the stuff that he's done in the past.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not answering Sam's phone calls.
Right. Which is interesting too, is that he has to go through this therapy because he's being pardoned. We find out, but it's a conditional pardoning, so he has to fulfill all that, which is smart. All considering. Gabby, what did you think so far? From the 11-year-old perspective, what did you think? Did you really of Falcon Winter Soldier?
Are we talking about what you said, or are we talking about
just
in
overall?
general?
Overall, what did you think of the first episode?
It's pretty good. I mean, as long as we're not talking about what you said, because I was zoned out. You know.
You always zone out when I talk to you. You never listen, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh crap! It continues. My 6-year-old's going through that.
No, it doesn't stop, man.
God damn it! Listen to your parents.
Brian will tell you. His is older than mine. All right. So, what's your grade then, Gabby? If you had to give
Overall of episode 1.
Yeah.
I would give it a B.
Okay.
Mostly because isn't my cup of tea, because this is my cup of tea.
Oh, the dad's over here. Those are his jokes.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud. It's a proud moment. It really is.
But,
There's a tear in the old man's eye.
Anyway, so no, it just isn't really like my thing.
Okay,
Episode
so
1.
it's not too much action, maybe not
No.
enough drama for you.
No, not enough. Like, I usually like the fighting scenes a little bit more.
Yeah, this one had a lot of fighting, a lot of action in it.
Yep.
Not really.
Yeah, it did. They're right off the get-go. Right, the
Yeah,
Falcon
but
taking
that was
on
like
whatever it was.
that was the
Considering
beginning.
we spent 8 weeks with WandaVision, or 9 weeks with WandaVision, with basically 0 action.
Hardly,
for this-
yeah.
And
this
yet
to
we
come
were
out-
all engrossed for those 9 weeks.
For this one to come out with as much action as it did, and to top that off, this was over 45 minutes long, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like 42,
Yeah.
I think, maybe
Okay.
43.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, "Ooh, this is almost an hour." Wow.
I know, that's what I was like. I was like, holy crap, this is great.
At least we don't have to pay an extra $30 to watch it.
That's true. That's true.
That's some bullshit right there.
So
Yes.
I'll go next. I like this episode a lot. It's good to get back to the action. Not that I didn't like WandaVision and the drama and being tied in that way, and doing the mystics and all that fun stuff and the different and just doing something completely different. But it is nice to kind of get back to kind of a the MCU action, and we're gonna go back to more of like a Captain. This series already has a feel like a Captain America. What was the second one called?
Winter Soldier.
Was it? Yeah, the Winter Soldier. Yeah, this already has that feel to it, where it's they're going up against terrorism or maybe some other deeply embedded something's gone wrong with the government kind of thing, which is in a lot of high action and volume. That's more my cup of tea. So I will definitely give this episode an A for that. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it. I'll give it a B+.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to see, didn't see.
Didn't get it right away.
Yeah, didn't get it right away. I would have much rather seen them be buddy cop from the beginning.
Gotcha.
If that's the way they were going to go with it, if that's the way it doesn't end up going, I'm fine with whatever they do, obviously. But if they were going to do a buddy cop, I'd much rather seen them start that in this episode as opposed to having to wait a full episode to get it going.
Okay.
So, sorry, go
The
ahead.
other thing is, I don't know if it's because of like what I've been doing lately or whatnot. The whole first half of this show felt like I was watching like Call of Duty.
Really?
Like, yeah, even from the airplane scenes and they're jumping out of the airplane, trying to catch the bad guy, retrieve whatever, shoot whatever, and then hey, you're almost in enemy lines. Better need to pull away. Blah blah blah. It's like straight Call of Duty. It was weird.
You thought it was a video game movie.
It's a side mission.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it felt like. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, it feels like I'm watching Call of Duty.
Okay, that's fair.
So, one thing you mentioned that I think this might be an interesting take. I hope they follow it. So, if they are doing a buddy cop thing, if this turns out to be like the Lethal Weapon of the MCU,
Yes.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
think so.
if you watch the trailers, there's a lot of humor that wasn't in this episode that's in those trailers. Like one of the things was he's punching this guy and he keeps punching him and punching him, and finally the guy falls down and he goes, "Why didn't you use your metal arm?" He goes, "I'm right-handed." But his metal arm is his left hand.
Actually, it's funny.
You know what I mean? Like so he could have hit him one time with his left hand, knocked him out to the ground.
Him out.
But instead he's punching him with his right hand, and he's like, "Why didn't you hit him with your metal hand?" He goes, "I'm right-handed."
Yeah. It's funny because they've really been kind of setting this up in a strange way since Civil War. At least that's when it started, because that was the first time they were fighting Spider-Man together. And I think even when they both end up tied up in the web, and I think even at the end, what's his name? Falcon turns to Winter Soldier and goes, "I hate you." He just like,
Yeah.
It was already starting then.
Yeah, and they're always together. Like even when they were with when they were with Captain America and they were in the back of that car,
Yeah.
Or they were in the waiting for him to kiss her. You know what I mean? It's like
Or he gets right behind him. He's like, "Can you put your seat up?" No.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up our recap of Wanda Vision as well as the first episode of Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm definitely looking forward to next week. Brian, are you looking forward to next week?
Dad.
As well as we continue.
You didn't even mention the last part of Falcon Winter Soldier.
What's that, honey?
When he goes on the date.
When you what?
The date thing. At the end, towards the end.
Yeah, we talked about that, honey.
You did?
Yes.
Oh.
You weren't listening to
You're
me
in
as
that
usual.
not listening.
Back to that
Oh.
Even though I'm trying to like kind of tune you out, so I'm not like listening to everything about the show.
One's trying not to listen to me. The one really is not listening.
See, I'm actively doing it. I just have to like take her like just natural ability to not listen.
All right. Well, B, are you looking forward to it? You ready for?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely can't wait. What was funny was this week was jam packed.
Yes.
Considering we got Justice League and this.
Yes.
And I was sitting here today, and because I yesterday watched the 4 hours of the Justice League.
Yeah.
And it was great. But anyway, I was sitting here today, scrolling through the DVR, and I was going through watching some basketball.
Yeah.
Until somebody put in the thing, we were still podcasting, and I'm like, oh crap! It came out last night at midnight.
Darn! Now I gotta go watch it. Okay.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten that it was coming out. Going to come out. It was so funny.
Mm.
But yeah, I can't wait for it to come out. Every week, that's one of the things I wait for.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's been awesome. Really, Disney Plus has been awesome. So we went. Since they started Mandalorian season 2, we've had something practically.
Yeah.
Every week to keep us, especially through the last part of this whole quarantine bullshit.
You remember the last time like we actually like got excited for a show and we'd actually have to like map out time every week for it?
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Right.
Takes me back to the old X-Files days.
24.
You remember those nights?
Yeah. What are we watching first?
Well, we started watching Heroes, and then it's like,
Yeah.
well, maybe the next week will be better. And then we got you out, and we're watching 24. It's like, hey, now I'm actually excited for next week, and not like hoping it'll make up for the week I just had.
Yeah, exactly.
While we're at it, I'll plug Blacklist. If you're not watching Blacklist, go back.
Is that back on?
Put it on Netflix.
Is the Goddamn It Lizzie show's back on?
Yes, it is. It's good, dude. You should watch it.
Is she still Goddamn It Lizzie?
No, she's more. She's more red.
No, it is for a different reason though.
Yeah, exactly. It's a completely different reason now.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, before we go, real quick, where can you find Four Midwest Guys? I've got a brand new social media page here to pull up for you. So the best place to go is 4midwestguys.com, and this is the actual website here. As you can see, we have all of our shows at the top where you can, if you just want one particular show like this one, you click the link and it'll take you there. If not, everything is in chronological order of release. As you can see, there's a little description plus our video of everything that we've done, and it's all there. Everything's there. Over here on this, if you go back up here to the top, there's links to our Facebook, to our Twitter, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, etc. Actually, I need to update that to
yes, I've got my OnlyFans page there right now.
But that's the best place to go is www.4midwestguys.com. It's your one-stop shop. However, we do have other things that you can, other websites. This is the YouTube account. This is what our YouTube page looks like, kind of similar. But every video is there. There's playlists there as well. If you for per show kind of thing, so it's categorized for you, somewhat categorized. I'm working on that. There's other places you can go, of course, to find Four Midwest Guys, and here's the actual Facebook page, which is very busy looking, and I'll see what I can do about cleaning that up as well. But as you can see, everything's there. We also post other things that is going on other than our podcasts. Everything's there. So that would be facebook.com/the Four Midwest Guys. Just like our YouTube channel is the same thing. That's youtube.com/4 Midwest Guys. And here's a real quick look at our Twitter account. Same thing. We just kind of post all of our any and all of our podcasts are posted there. Sometimes we do an occasional tweet as well if we feel like it. So a lot of different places that you can go to look up 4 Midwest Guys. So plenty of stuff to see there. And then The big thing is the listener voicemail, and is also out there. If you dial 859-363-5952, you'll hear a nice little recording of me. And
I can call it real quick.
And you can go there and leave your name, where you're from, and what you're talking about, what you're going to talk about. Leave your comment. If we like it a lot, we'll put it on the show, and you'll be on the air. Again, that's 859-363-5952. So all kinds of different ways that you can reach out to us here at For Midwest Guys.
Yeah, thanks for showing those pages because it reminded me that I have an Oscar podcast I am way behind on.
There you go. So yeah,
Not that a lot of people care, but
Johnny will be back with his Oscar. Is it gonna be Oscar tailgate, or is it gonna be something different this year?
I don't know. Like it's just this year's been incredibly odd. The Golden Globes are interesting to watch. Everyone basically just Skyped in, which is kind of cool, I thought. And then you got like Steven Soderbergh's like the Helmer for the Oscars this year, and he basically just told everybody, we expect you to show up because we did this for you all to have a good time. I'm like, I kind of hope nobody shows up now. So it's going to be interesting, and like 90% of the movies that are nominated are out streaming right now. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah, because nobody's going to the theater.
Yeah, and like hell, this has been like the best I've done so far. Like there's 8 Best Picture nominees, and I've seen 6 of them.
Yeah,
like,
which is unusual for you.
It's very unusual for me this late out of the game because, well, was it The Father hasn't like hit streaming yet, and Minari is still like $20, I think. So, but I did get to catch Promising Young Woman last. That was good.
Well, we'll definitely be looking forward to you coming up with something for us. Throwing it out there.
Yeah. No, I got to get to work. It's just I got to kick the little one out of the house and like have like 2 hours to myself to make this thing.
Good luck with that.
I know. Sorry, everyone, for the 2 or 3 people that are out there watching it.
Go ahead, Pete. What do you got? Oh, I saw you put your finger up. I thought maybe.
Nope.
No? Okay. My bad. All right. Well, John, I want to thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Absolutely. B, thanks for joining us, as always.
Thanks for having me, man.
And my lovely daughter, Gabriella, thanks for joining us and not listening to your father.
Sure, no problem.
You'll be grounded for that after the show.
The captive audience.
What?
There'll be a grounding coming for not listening to your father. It's coming
What?
after
What?
the show.
Uh-oh.
What?
Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch 50s TV shows now.
You have to watch the Dick Van Dyke Show, 24 hours. 7 days
Sitcom
a
for
week.
you.
It's canned laughter for 20 minutes for you now.
Yep.
They used to tell you what to laugh at back then.
Sucks to be you. All right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure being back, and we'll be back next week with our Falcon Winter Solder Episode 2 review. So definitely tune in then. And for now, this has been B. Willie, your host, saying we'll catch you next time. All right. See you. Peace.
Bye.